What's good, everybody? Gamer Critic back. I had some time to kill, so I figured I'd just make this quick video summing up my thoughts on this latest state of play. I already said I like to do this. I finally had some spare time, and most importantly, I enjoy doing these when I legitimately like the showcase or feel like I have something I need to say, and I really have something for both. So the state of play, February 2025, just wrapped up. Probably by the time I'm releasing this video, it'll be probably like from yesterday, and the consensus seems to be that this wasn't a great showcase. It was okay at best, bad and boring at worst. And my response to that is, did we watch the same show? I can't fathom how anyone can look at this showcase and come anywhere near the conclusion that it was bad. I can entertain the idea of it being okay, but bad? I'll even go as far and say that I thought this was a pretty damn good showcase. Was it the best showcase of all time? Absolutely not. But when you watch a state of play, you need to know what you're getting into. A smaller showcase of third-party games and indies with maybe the odd first-party title here and there. And by all accounts, that's exactly what this show did. And most importantly, I just thought the majority of the games here looked really freaking cool. The showcase started out with Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, yeah, fine. I don't care about this one. I'll grant you that. We've seen Monster Hunter Wilds so many times. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm already gonna buy it. I don't know why Capcom keeps trying to sell me on Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm already sold. You don't need to keep selling me. I'm going to buy the game. But I digress. It looks cool. I'll be buying it. Then we gotta look at this game called Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which is this really stylish looking 2D hack and slash game. Apparently the Shinobi games are like really popular. I didn't know that. But we got a date, which is something you will notice a lot in this showcase. They gave us a lot of dates and windows, which I respect. Shinobi is releasing on August 29th, 2025, and it looked really cool. I'll be keeping my eye out on that one. We got a new trailer on Sonic Racing, the next Sonic Racing game in the franchise. Looks cool, doesn't look like it's necessarily changing anything. I could be wrong. And I also continue to ask the question of why the fastest hedgehog in the universe needs to drive a car. Never makes sense to me. But never the case, it looks really cool. It looks like you are going to be going to a bunch of different worlds, from land, water, air, time, space, all that jazz. We didn't get a date, but we are getting a closed network test on February 21st. That is exciting. I'm going to try my best to sign up for that, but frankly, I've signed up for a bunch of these and it never works out. So we'll see. Oh, this is a big one. Lost Soul Aside. We finally got a release date for Lost Soul Aside. I forgot that this game was shown off like what, 10 years ago? But right now in 2025, we finally have a good look, and it looks epic. It looks really freaking cool. Doesn't necessarily look like it's gonna change up the action genre, no, but it looks like it's gonna have everything that I would want in the action genre. It's gonna have some fast action, some cool abilities, some formidable and some massive boss fights to go with that combat. That is literally all I can ever ask for in my action games. Not to mention, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I am a big sucker for action games, and just looking at Lost Soul Aside is enough to get me pumped. It has easily become one of my most anticipated games for the year, and I can't wait to play it on May 30th, 2025. And then we actually got a date for Borderlands 4. This is what I mean, guys. I don't understand how we can call this a bad showcase when we got, for all of these dates, literally every game that was shown either got a hardcore date or a release window. I just love that. I can't say I'm excited for Borderlands 4 yet. I can't explain what it is, but all the trailers I have seen has not done it for me in the slightest. But it is cool to have a date. I was curious when it would release, and now we know that it releases on September 23rd, 2025. I'm interested to see how that competes with another big game coming out in fall 2025, by which I mean GTA 6. That's gonna be interesting, but yeah, not too excited for Borderlands 4, but it's nice to have a date. We gotta look at Split Fiction. I'm already sold. That game's gonna be freaking incredible. Moving on. I want to take a minute to talk about Directive 8020, which is the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology series. Now, I was never a big fan of this series, but I have to admit, this is the first one that I've seen that actually has my attention for 3 reasons. 1, I love sci-fi horror. Like that sci-fi horror that's set in space terrifies me. That excites me extremely. 2, one of my favorite all-time horror movies is The Thing. And the fact that this is clearly taking heavy inspiration from all of that, that is a big W. 3, I also really like that this seems to be a bit more of a game. Like, don't get me wrong, I am okay with the type of games where you just have to make a choice and make a decision, and then, you know, oh, so-and-so will remember that at some point. But I really like that this one seems to have a focus on, like, stealth and, like, some bare minimums of combat. And most importantly, with all that said, we have a date, which is always great. October 2nd. They are showing off those dates late. October 2nd. They are just getting it ready. And apparently the pre-orders are coming out in sometime in July, which is not too long in the grand scheme. That's like, what, 4 or 5 months? Which will just fly by before we all know it. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one. We got another look at The Midnight Walk, which is a game made from claymation. Just by saying that alone, I would have bought it. But the trailer looks great, if not extremely creepy, but still looks great. And I can't wait to play this game when it comes out on May 8th. That is going to be a good one. Then we got like a really 5-10 second look at this game called Darwin's Paradox, which is a game coming from Konami of all people about a blue octopus fighting aliens. That's what I got from it. Pretty cool. We didn't get a date, but you know, that's interesting. We got another look at Onimusha Way of the Sword. I can't really go too deep into that one, but the trailer looked cool. I know nothing about Onimusha, but it did look cool. It's still slated for 2026. We got no actual date. By all accounts, I really don't even think we had to see this trailer yet because it's not coming anytime soon. But yeah, it looks good. Typical Capcom polish, looks pretty solid. Can't wait to play it. And then I want to take a second to talk about leaks. Leaks ruin all the fun that come from these showcases. This Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater trailer would have been fantastic had I not seen the leaks beforehand. They completely ruined it. They completely ruined it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still looks great, and I'm gonna buy it, and we got the date of August 28th, which is great. But I would have enjoyed this a whole lot more if I went into this blind. I hate leaks, but that's a conversation for another day. We got a release date trailer on Hell Is Us. It looks pretty darn cool. A supernatural action adventure that honestly looks extremely immersive. It almost kind of looks like a horror game. It doesn't, when you watch the trailer, it doesn't give off that feeling of a horror game, but it definitely kind of looks like it. And I love horror, so that's always going to have me excited. The game is releasing on September 4th, and I'm definitely going to keep my eye out on this one. Hot take. I did not like Liza P that much. I understand that's an unpopular opinion. Everybody and their mother seemed to adore this game, but it just wasn't for me. So, Liza P Overture DLC, I'm not excited, but I am very excited for everyone else who loves Liza P. It's releasing in summer 2025. It does look cool. It's just not my style, but I am happy for you guys, and I really hope that it delivers everything that you were hoping for. Stellar Blade is getting another collab. Awesome. Always great to see Eve in new outfits. Wink. And this one is going to be Nikke. I think I said that right. Nikke. Apparently, outside of new outfits, we're also getting some new collectibles, a boss battle, and it's all coming in June 2025. So it's not coming anytime soon. But still, it's just good to see. And then the second to last game of the showcase, we got this game called Tides of Annihilation. It came out of nowhere. I had no idea. I really don't think that they had shown this game before ever. It looks like a stellar action game. Apparently it's set in like an alternate London where apparently the woman here is like the last real human on Earth. And I swear I'm not just excited for this game because of how the main character looks. She does look beautiful though, I'll keep it a buck. But the game also does just look fun. It looks like it's taking a piece of the cloth from all the other great action games like Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong. Now, sadly, this is one of those trailers where it's currently in development for PlayStation 5. So, because I guarantee we're probably not going to see this game anytime soon. Nevertheless, it does look really, really cool. Visually, it looks great. The action looks great. It's got my girl freaking Shadowheart in it, who has just been decimating the voice acting scene lately. She has been everywhere. I always like to hear her voice in a new game, so that's nice. Yeah, not much else to say except it looked really stylish with a bunch of cool weapons, a bunch of cool monsters, and a bunch of badass action. And all I can say to that is sign me up. I don't know when we're gonna see it, but I do hope it is sooner rather than later. And last but definitely not least, we finally got an update on Housemarques' next game. You see what I mean? I don't come to these state of plays for the first party stuff. So when we do get the first party stuff, it's always a welcome surprise. And the next game from Housemarque is none other than Soras. It is in the same vein as Eternal, and I'm sure it is going to be incredibly difficult. Now, we got a bit of an update on what the game's actually going to be about. So you're stuck on a planet where the sun is dying, and every time the sun dies, monsters are rising. That's basically all we got, but it's better than nothing. We're gonna get an update on this game later in the year, but for right now, we just have to settle with the fact that it is coming in 2026, so we can definitely look forward to all of that. And yeah, that was essentially the state of play. Of course, I skipped over a few things. I don't have time to talk about everything. I really just talked about the stuff that interests me the most, right? And after everything I just said, everything I saw, I don't get it. I really don't get it. How can we look at this show and say it was a bad show? It gave us cool reveals. It gave us updates on certain games. It gave us almost consistent release dates and windows throughout the entire thing. I really just feel like this is a case of gamers expecting too much. You need to know what to expect from these type of shows. If you go in expecting freaking Ghost of Yote, of course you're gonna be disappointed. Now it's not like an A showcase, right? There were some things I just didn't really care for, but I can easily give this showcase like a solid like B- to B. Now, hopefully, I do really hope that we get a real showcase in 2025 from PlayStation. Not a state of play, I mean a genuine real showcase. But for now, this is a great way to get started. But that's enough. I've been rambling enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. It helps a ton. My next video is going to be a why I'm buying Avowed and a why I'm buying Monster Hunter Wilds. Both of those, well, one of those I'm very excited for. The other one I'm more mildly interested in, but I'll explain that when the video comes. If you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, then follow me on Instagram. That's @thegamercritic. Be good people, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, peace.